Welcome to The Good Life, the City of Bryan's monthly reminder of the great things happening in Bryan. For several years, the number of 911 calls has steadily increased. A portion of those calls are from residents who are not in life-threatening situations that don't require an ambulance response. Our Bryan Fire Department has established a program to help these callers get the help that they need while saving emergency vehicles for critical calls.
Hearts worth falling for. Oh, and with open arms I'll carry yours.
So what started the need for this program was our fire chief, Giusti. He came from San Antonio. And one thing he brought with him from San Antonio, they have a very robust community paramedic program, and he identified the need that we need that here as well. Call volume goes up every year. What are the answers to that? The answers to that is what brought the community paramedic program in. In the past, before this program, the only option was to call 911. The ambulance shows up. For my 20 years of being on an ambulance, I would show up and I had no other option but just to put the patient in the ambulance, take him to the hospital. The hospital would see them and be like, there's nothing we can do in an ER, and they would send them home, right? Here comes the cycle, right? Now the patient has an ambulance bill, they have an ER bill, and they still don't have any answers to their problem. So what happens? They call 911 again the next day because they don't know who else to call. And it's a vicious cycle. So the goal is to come in and break that cycle. A lot of these patients are calling 911 in a high utilizing capacity, and it's because they don't know who else to call. That could be home health, that could be they don't have food, transportation, it could be that they need refills on their prescriptions, they don't have a doctor or insurance, things like that. And so our community paramedics go out and they have specialized equipment and they have connections to multiple resources to be able to fill that void to prevent the emergency before it even happens. So whenever we started the program, we went out initially to find these high frequency users that were calling 911 so much, and we found that the biggest problems that they had was they didn't have access to primary care. And so they were utilizing the ERs a bunch. That's where Tele911 came in. Tele911 is a telehealth communications platform that we use. So when we go into these residents, we can have an ER physician right there in the house talking to the patient. And what that does is it allows the physician to ask the patient questions of what they need, but it also has the paramedic by their side to facilitate in any diagnostics that doctor needs to make a decision. In doing that, we asked the physicians, what other gaps would there be? And the biggest answer we got from those physicians was, well, they might need some blood work done. So the gap filler that we found for that was the iStats. So what an iStat is, it's a mobile device that we carry that we can actually take a blood sample in the house and run those labs for that physician. So we can report to the physician those blood levels, and he can make a more accurate diagnosis right there in the home. If you call 911, it will go through our dispatch, who are all emergency medically trained dispatchers, and they will rank the call as far as severity, so low acuity up to a high acuity. And a low acuity call is something that they would deem as a non-life threat situation that could probably be handled by a community paramedic. So instead of sending that ambulance or that fire truck to that call, dispatch will directly send that community paramedic out there. What that does is that saves, it's a better situation for the patient because they're not getting undue bills from the ER or the ambulance bills and so forth, and they're actually fixing the foundation of their problem at a more cost-effective way. But that also frees up that ambulance and those fire trucks to be available for heart attacks and car accidents and major life-threatening events. And we've had a really good success rate. I've had over 190 patients that are high-frequency callers. We have an 87% success rate of them not having to call 911 anymore. So you can see it's a win-win. It's a win for the city and the taxpayer, but it's also a win for the patient and getting the right help that they need at the right time. If you want to get a hold of our community paramedic program, you can go to the website, which is www.bryantx.gov/fire. And if you go there, you'll see a community paramedic section on there. There's a request form. And I encourage all citizens, if you need help and you don't know where to go get it or you don't know who to reach out to, please use that form. That comes directly to me, and I will make sure that we will follow up in a timely manner and we'll get you the help that you need.
I'll be there when you need me.
Have an overdue library item? You're in luck. The Bryan College Station Public Library System has implemented a late fine amnesty program for the next 2 years in an attempt to get overdue items returned. Visit bcslibrary.org to learn more. Want to be called a lifeguard but not certified? Let us train you. Our Parks and Recreation Department is recognized by the American Red Cross as a top-level training provider in Texas for life-saving skills certifications. If you get certified through us and get hired as one of our lifeguards, we'll refund your certification costs at the end of the summer. Visit bryantx.gov/swim to learn more and register. Have a pet who lives within the city limits of Bryan and needs a microchip or rabies vaccination? Pre-register them for the Bryan Animal Center's free microchip and rabies vaccination event on Saturday, May 13th from 8 a.m. to noon at Henderson Harbor Park. Pre-registration is required by May 10th and ensures you'll have expedited service. To learn more, visit bryantx.gov or call 979-209-5260. April is Line Worker Appreciation Month. These everyday heroes serve a territory spanning nearly 650 square miles in the Brazos Valley and work 24/7 rain or shine to restore power. This Line Worker Appreciation Month, BTU celebrates the hard work, dedication, and sacrifice made by our line workers every day. Don't forget to thank a line worker this April.